Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this lovely Monday? I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Go ahead and tell me that you're here. Tell me how you're doing in the comments, in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to grab the link and put it in all the places so that wants to join us can. Morning, Miss Garcia. Hey, Gunica. How are you guys doing this morning? Oh, man. All right, let's see. Hey, good morning, Danielle. How are you doing this morning? I'm just having a hard time getting my brain started this morning. I don't know. You can't stay focused. Such is life. Once I finish my coffee, it'll be better. Okay. Okay. Morning, Valerie. Hey, Cindy. Danielle, you actually woke up on time. I did too. Last week I really struggled to get out of bed in a time that I was happy with. I felt good about today. Still, I guess, hasn't helped me stay awake, but or stay focused, right? Like I'm awake, but mentally I'm just not quite there yet. I'll get there. How's everyone else doing this morning? Has anyone gotten a chance to go outside yet? Maybe get some fresh air? That's one thing that I always really try to do in the morning. Usually I try to do it before I get on YouTube Live because I find that it really helps me like mentally wake up and feel like ready and excited and just like good to go for the day. I have not gotten outside yet, which might be part of the reason why I'm not quite awake yet. Morning, Marissa. Danielle, that absolutely counts. That's usually what I do. I would generally like to be able to just like get outside and like go take a walk, but most days I don't have enough time. So I just sort of hang out in the backyard for a few minutes, and I find that that often does the trick, the same way that going out and doing something would. Morning, Mom. I just got to finish putting the link in a couple more places. How was everyone's weekend? Did we get to do anything fun or special? I did a little bit of hanging out at home, did a little bit of work around the house, did a little bit of grading to try to get ready for this week. That's about it. What else did everyone else do? Were we able to get outside, do something fun with family? Oh, Gunika, you watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie over the summer? What did you think about it? I saw that movie, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, probably at this point. Um, I thought it was fun. Miss Garcia, you had a socially distant picnic with your family. That's awesome. I remember you talking about that. That's a cool idea. Yes, my mom received a lovely bouquet from her daughter. That's me. I did that. Danielle, you redecorated your room a little bit. Because Danielle, you also recently painted your room, right? So once you paint, you gotta redecorate, right? What? Valerie, you had food ordered from Chicago? That's cool. Oh, Miss Garcia, you had a great time. Awesome. Marissa, editing videos of your vacation from last summer. Oh, that's fun. I feel like that's one of those things that we're always saying, like, oh, if I only had time, I would do this, that, and the other. Now we actually have time to do it. So I'm glad that you're getting stuff like that done. Accidentally ordered a bunch of Lay's on Amazon. What do you mean you accidentally ordered them? But that's fun. It's very aloha of your room. I like it. All right. So I think we'll get started for today. I'm just pulling up the stuff on my phone. Okay. Oh, you didn't realize there would be so many? I hate it when that happens. Actually, I think well, it's hard to tell what's worse when you order something and you think it's like a pack of 12 and it's actually a pack of like 100. That's bad. But it's also bad to think it's the other way around. There's something I was buying and I thought it was a pack of like a dozen and it was just one. And that was incredibly frustrating. There you go. All right. So we'll go ahead and start with our poem for today. We're going to be reading an Emily Dickinson. This is one that my mom found and said that I should read. So that's what we're going to do today. This is poem 790, also known as Nature, the Gentlest Mother Is. A lot like Shakespeare's sonnets, Emily Dickinson didn't name any of her poems. So they're all either numbered or we treat the first line as the title of the poem. So, nature, the gentlest mother, is impatient of no child the feeblest or the waywardest, her admonition mild. In forest and the hill by traveler, be heard restraining rampant squirrel, or too impetuous bird. How fair her conversation a summer afternoon, her household, her assembly, and when the sun go down, her voice among the aisles incite the timid prayer of the minutest cricket, the most unworthy flower. When all the children sleep, she turns as long away as will suffice to light her lamps, then bending from the sky with infinite affection and infiniter care, her golden finger on her lip wills silence everywhere. Oh, I love it. I really like Emily Dickinson poems. I think that she is such an interesting writer. She has such an interesting life story. And I think in some ways her poems can be hard to understand. They're hard, at least for me, to get a feel of like the line movement because of all of the dashes. There's so many like stops and pauses. But when you can sort of get through that, I find that there's a lot of beauty in her poetry. So there you go. And I had forgotten about one. I don't make it to all of Mrs. Garcia's YouTube lives, but one that I made it to, she was reading There Is No Frigate Like a Book by Emily Dickinson, which I had forgotten about as a poem, and just, I love that one. So there you go. All right. So today we're going to talk about a book that is super weird. Yeah, I love No Frigate Like a Book. I can't believe I forgot that it like existed. It's such a good poem, and it's such a good poem for now. Because there really isn't. There is no frigate like a book. A frigate is like a ship, for those of you who don't know. All right. So the book that we're going to talk about today is weird. I think that's the only way you can describe it. And we've talked about another book by this author, but we're going to talk about Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. And I love Kurt Vonnegut. I actually much prefer his short stories to his novels. I think his short stories are weird, wacky, and good in all of the best ways. I just think they're so fun. But this novel, Cat's Cradle, is like some of his short stories in just the weirdest way. So it is a science fiction book. And it has almost like a frame story within it. It deals with Dr. Felix Honecker, who is one of the men, in theory, who created the atomic bomb. And he was the inventor of Ice 9, which was a lethal chemical capable of freezing the entire planet. And there's this whole plot about trying to search for Ice 9, meeting this man's like 3 eccentric children. There's a crazy dictator in the Caribbean. And it sort of ends up with this feeling of the world sort of being destroyed, right? There's this lethal chemical. It's capable of freezing the entire world. And there's parts of that become real and come true. So it's all science fiction. And it's wacky and weird. So I know some of us have read Kurt Vonnegut. AP literature, we read To Be or Not to Be. I also love Harrison Bergeron, The Barnhouse Effect, all really good stories. So if you've read Kurt Vonnegut, you might know that his tone is often ironic and satirical, witty, deadpan humor of just like sharp wit. And this book really follows through with that. The other book that we talked about by him is Slaughterhouse-5, which is also weird and wacky. So I'll read the first couple of pages here, and then I'll sort of tell you more of my thoughts on it. They call me Jonah. My parents did, or nearly did. They called me John. Jonah, John. If I had been a Sam, I would have been a Jonah still. Not because I have been unlucky for others, but because somebody or something has compelled me to be at certain places at certain times without fail. Conveyances and motives, both conventional and bizarre, have been provided. And according to the plan, at each appointed second, at each appointed place, this Jonah was there. Listen. When a younger man, 2 wives ago, 250,000 cigarettes ago, 3,000 quarts of booze ago, when I was a much younger man, I began to collect material for a book to be called The Day the World Ended. The book was to be factual. The book was to be an account of what important Americans had done on the day when the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. It was to be a Christian book. I was a Christian then. I am a Buchananist now. I would have been a Buchananist then if there had been anyone to teach me the bittersweet lies of Buchanan. Buchananism was unknown beyond the gravel beaches and coral knives that ring this little island in the Caribbean Sea, the Republic of San Lorenzo. We Buchananists believe that humanity is organized into teams that do God's will without ever discovering what they are doing. Such a team is called a karas by Buchanan. And the instrument, the kankan, that was brought to me by my own particular karas was the book I never finished, the book to be called The Day the World Ended. I'm going to stop there. It's all going to get weirder from there. So I think this book is great. I think it has some really interesting and important themes and topics to discuss and to understand. I will say it's a weird book. You sort of have to be ready to work your way through it. But I think if you like science fiction, if you like reading about some bigger, more major ideas and whatever, it's a really good book. I really recommend it. So with that, I'm sort of done. What else do you have for me? Any questions, thoughts, concerns, musings? What do you got? I will be dropping off senior baskets, Valerie. I have my list. I don't 100% remember at this moment who all I have on it. I don't know. I actually am taking quite a few. But I'm taking several baskets to AP Lit students. I am excited. I think it'll be really fun. I have to be careful about planning out my day tomorrow because I want to bring baskets in between videos. So between like 8:30 and 1:30 is sort of my basket bringing time. But I have to be careful because there's the AP Calculus tests in the middle of the day. And so a lot of seniors are taking those AP tests. So I don't want to drop off a basket to a senior who's in the middle of an AP exam because that would be really distracting and bad. So Mom, senior basket is something that we're doing at our school to honor our seniors since we can't see them in person. So we're bringing, every senior is getting a basket that has things like their cap and gown, any cords or stoles that they might have worn at graduation, along with a smattering of gifts and cards and awards. So it's a lot of things that seniors would be getting anyway around this time of the year that we can't give them in our usual ceremonies. So lots of teachers from my school took, I think everyone was asked to take like 10 or 12 baskets to students. And we're all passing them out tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you're a senior or if you have friends who are seniors, tell them to keep an eye out. A teacher will be bringing a basket to you. It's going to be a contactless delivery, right? A teacher will come and like drop it at your door and wave to you and smile at you, and hopefully you'll be able to be there and I don't know, play music and take pictures and videos and whatever. But yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, I think it's a fun idea. So yeah, I can't remember exactly how many I have. I know I did more than I was supposed to. I think I ended up with like 17, which is sort of a lot for the amount of time that I have to be passing them out. But all right, cool. So with that, I think we're gonna be good for today. I will sign off and let y'all get onto your Monday. I hope you have an awesome day. Mom, I don't know how many seniors are graduating this year. Um, I don't know. Some number for sure. Hoping for another year of 100% graduation rate. That's for sure. But I don't know how many students that would be. A lot, I think. All right. So I'm going to sign off for today. I hope you all have an awesome Monday. And I hope to see you either in class today in our Google Meets later or back here on YouTube Live again tomorrow. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Always remember who you are, what you represent, and to show your Mustang pride. See you later.